Yo, YouTube, what's up with your boy, Sports and Fitness Rant? I'm back, guys. Hit that like button. Subscribe to my channel. What's up, y'all? Welcome back, guys. Welcome back, man. Got another great video for you guys today, as usual, man. You guys know the deal on this channel. It's all about setting the record straight, stopping the lies, stopping the narratives, stopping them from rewriting history, guys. And in this video, I want to talk about a clip I saw. Shout out to my man, 93Zay. I was watching a video that he did the other day. And it was a response to the Kendrick Perkins comments about LeBron James being an MVP candidate and LeBron James, this and that. And I was listening to the clip of Kendrick Perkins, and this man said that LeBron James is playing both sides of the ball at a high level at 40 years old. He said at a high level, quote unquote, high level, guys. And we're going to talk about in this video because we have to set the record straight on Kendrick Perkins' goofy ass. Once again, Kendrick Perkins says a nonsensical thing. I tell you, these guys don't know the game. And once again, they just talking emotionally. There's nothing factual that he can point to because he didn't point to anything. There's nothing factual that he could point to and say, oh, LeBron James is playing great defense on both sides. He's playing great on both sides of the ball at a high level. Both sides of the ball at a high level. There's nothing you can point to on the defensive end to say, oh, this is the proof that LeBron James is playing defense at a high level. There's no evidence. There's nothing you can point to, guys. It's actually quite the opposite. All the video footage and the numbers point to the opposite of LeBron James playing defense at a high level, guys. And we're going to talk about in this video. We're going to expose Kendrick Perkins and LeBron James, man. Defense at a high level. What? The man hasn't played defense at a high level in 10 seasons, Kendrick Perkins. Why are we stretching? Oh, my God. Whatever, guys. You know the deal, man. And I want to thank you guys, everyone across the world, everyone across the state's been supporting my channel. Once again, guys, I am truly, truly humbled. Shout out to everybody. Like I said, man, you guys truly humble me. Everybody in the membership, thank you guys. And you guys know what to do. Turn the volume all the way up. Hit that play button. Remember, these videos are for educational purposes. And let's roll. So, yes, guys, like I said, shout out to 93Zay. I was watching his video the other day, and it was a response to the Kendrick Perkins comments. Now, I do not watch ESPN First Take. I do not watch any ESPN basketball coverage. I don't do it, guys. And I probably should do it because it would give me a lot of material to talk about when you listen to the things that these fools say on ESPN. I mean, every single day they give you more and more material to talk about. And once again, set the record straight and expose these clowns as being fraudulent as far as their analytical takes, as far as their, expertise and, like I said, analyzing basketball and broadcasting this stuff and giving you the facts. These guys have exposed themselves. They don't care about the game. They don't know the history of the game. They're fraudulent. They speak emotionally. Everything is emotional. And the reason why I tell you that everything is emotional, the reason that we know that everything is emotional with them is that Kendrick Perkins is going to sit there and tell everyone out here on TV that LeBron James is an MVP right now in the league because he's 40 years old and he's playing both sides. He literally said both sides of the ball at a high level, guys. He actually used those words. He actually said high level. I couldn't believe he said that. LeBron James playing defense at a high level on both sides of the ball. So let's think about this. And I told you guys what. If you have an opinion on something, then you must be able to explain your opinion. You must be able to support your opinion with facts or your opinion ain't worth a damn. And in this case, once again, Kendrick Perkins is not going to give you any evidence. He's not going to give you any facts to support that statement. That's an emotional statement from Kendrick Perkins. He's just talking emotionally because LeBron James is his friend. LeBron James is giving him money to say these things. So you're just talking nonsense. You're not speaking critically. You're not thinking critically. You're thinking off the emotions. You're responding and talking through emotions like all LeBron James fans. I told you, the only way you can support LeBron James is with your emotions, with weird statements, with the narratives and the lies. And Kendrick Perkins straight up lied. He said LeBron James is playing defense at a high level. Both sides at a high level, he said. Now, let's think about this for a second now. Did Kendrick Perkins give any evidence as far as numbers? Did he give any numbers to say, hey, man, look at LeBron James, this number, this category, he's doing this, he's leading the NBA in this, or he's one of the top 5 or top 10 guys in this category? Did he point to any of those numbers? Nope, I didn't hear that in the clip. I didn't hear anything. Once again, he's just speaking off emotion. Oh, LeBron James doing this. How? Where? When? Like I said, explain it. Give us the numbers. Give us some kind of statistical evidence that shows LeBron James is one of the top defenders in the league. He's playing at a high level. He didn't say that he's giving effort on defense. He said he's playing at a high level. Those are two different statements. If he would have said, hey, LeBron James is giving effort out there on defense, then, yeah, that's harder for you to argue against. Is he giving effort? We could argue against it, but it's a little bit more of a vague statement to make. He's giving effort out there. We can see in the video footage he's not, but let's say that Kendrick Perkins said that's a lot different than you saying that he's playing at a high level on both sides of the ball. Because when someone's playing at a high level on both sides of the ball, then that would lead you to believe that they're one of the best two-way players in the game. LeBron James hasn't been a two-way player in the NBA, guys, since he was in Miami. Since he was in Miami, Kendrick Perkins, that was a long time ago, my man. It wasn't like it was last season or the season before, a couple of seasons ago. LeBron James was giving the effort and playing at a high level on both sides of the ball. This man, once again, I highlight this every time. LeBron James hasn't made an all-defensive team since he was 28, guys. 28 years old. Hasn't made one in his 30s. Oh, excuse me, it was 29, I think he was when he last made an all-defensive team. Hasn't made one in his 30s, though, guys. In his 30s. Hasn't won an MVP in his 30s since he was 28. But Kendrick Perkins is going to come on ESPN, on national television, and tell people out there he's supposed to be educating that LeBron James is an MVP because he's playing both sides of the ball at a high level. LeBron James hasn't played both sides of the ball at a high level, like I said, in over 10 seasons. Hasn't been an MVP caliber player in 10 seasons, Kendrick Perkins. But now at 40, once again, these are narratives. They're trying to promote a narrative. Oh, LeBron James is 40 years old, and look what he's doing. Once again, they're talking about stats. But once again, where are the defensive stats to point to? Is LeBron James one of the top players in steals? No, he's one of the bottom guys in steals. Is he one of the top players in blocks? No, he's been a bottom in blocks, like he always is. He don't block nobody. Every once in a while, LeBron James does a chase down block on someone who's 4 or 5 inches shorter than him because he's been standing around all game. So now he has some energy to exert himself. It's the same thing you'll see from LeBron James. He'll lollygag up and down the court all day on defense, but as soon as he gets a cherry pick a rebound, then he starts to run fast and go hard when he's got a lob easy dunk. Then he'll go and give some energy. That's LeBron James on defense. That's not being consistent. That's not being a great defender or playing at a high level on both sides of the ball. That's being inconsistent on defense, which is what LeBron James has been over the last 10, 12 seasons, guys. Those are the facts, man. I'm not making this stuff up. But did Kendrick Perkins give us any statistical information to back his statement up? I didn't see any stats or hear any stats. And really, what stats could he point to? Because there's really only two ways that you can highlight or prove that your statement is factual. There's only two ways that you can prove that statement, Kendrick Perkins, by saying LeBron James playing both sides of the ball at a high level. One way is through the video footage. I always tell you guys, the video footage won't lie. It'll tell you what you need to know. So one way you could do it is through the video footage. Do you see LeBron James playing high-level defense consistently? Through the video footage. Another way that you could highlight and prove and show that LeBron James is playing defense at a high level is through the numbers, through some kind of statistical evidence. Like I said, is LeBron James creating a lot of steals? No, he's not. Is he getting a lot of block shots? Is he one of the top shot blockers? Is he, like I said, a rim protector, making guys alter their shots and being an anchor for one of the top defenses? No, he's not doing that either. So where else are you going to come up with the information to say LeBron James is playing both sides of the ball at a high level? Man, that's the key word here, guys. He says a high level. And we all know that's laughable. So I looked into some of the quote-unquote numbers for LeBron James, some of the advanced analytics. Because you know what's funny, the LeBron James fans love to read off numbers, advanced analytics when it suits them. But they don't want to talk about the missed shots or the turnovers or the lack of fouls called against LeBron James. But these same people will tell you, oh, Michael Jordan got all the calls. He never got anything called against him. LeBron James still doesn't pass Michael Jordan personal fouls yet, even though he's played almost 500 more games than Michael Jordan. LeBron James gets called for about 1 foul less on average per game than Michael Jordan did throughout his career. But Michael Jordan got all the favorable calls. Go look at how many times the Chicago Bulls got a bunch of extra free throws. Never. I told you guys, they were in the bottom of the league, the bottom 5 of the league in free throws, guys. In the plus, a bottom 5. And a lot of those seasons, they were negative, which means that their opponent actually got more free throws than the Bulls did during the season, guys. That's never happened for LeBron James, guys. Go look at his numbers. Go all the way back to Miami. I've done the numbers. I've done it. I've done the videos. His team's always plus in the free throws, always getting favor, always in the top of free throw attempts. Fouls are called in their favor, always in the top. The Bulls were never that, guys. Go look at it. Michael Jordan teams didn't get favorable calls and get all the calls. They got calls that they earned. Once again, they played in the physical era. Go look at how many times Michael Jordan's team led the finals in free throws. I think maybe once or twice, guys, out of the 6 finals. Go look how many times Michael Jordan individually led the finals in free throws. Twice out of the 6, guys. Twice out of the 6. He led in free throw attempts. But he gets all the calls? Go look how many free throws Karl Malone got in the 90s. Go look. Go look how many times Charles Barkley led the league in free throws or was above Michael Jordan in free throws. A lot of these guys, man, got way more free throws than Michael Jordan. But they'll just talk to you about that. LeBron never gets fouls called against him, guys. Never. So I looked into some of the advanced analytics for Michael Jordan at 40 years old versus LeBron James at 40 years old. So Michael Jordan's on the Wizards, we all know. LeBron James this season on the Lakers. And remember, Michael Jordan had no one like Anthony Davis on his team to help him on defense all season long. Michael Jordan was playing with guys like Charles Oakley, who was like basically the same age as Michael Jordan. He was like 39 years old on the Wizards. Michael Jordan, Charles Oakley, Christian Laettner. Who else was on that team? Ron Popeye Jones might have been on that team. Jerry Stackhouse was on that team. I'm trying to think who else was on that team. Eton Thomas, I want to say. There was no one on that team like Anthony Davis, guys. No one on that team could cover for Michael Jordan like Anthony Davis was covering for LeBron James all season long, guys, which allowed LeBron James to rest all season long on defense, pick and choose his spots, all these kinds of things, guys. Michael Jordan had none of that on his team. So let's think about the defensive rating. Now, once again, I'm only putting out these analytic numbers because, once again, this is the only way that you can explain LeBron James being an elite defender. He said he's playing a high level on both sides of the ball. So you would have to give me some analytic numbers, or I guess, or some video footage proof to show this. So let's go off the numbers first. So what would you point to? How many is LeBron James top 5, top 10 in steals? Nowhere near it. Is LeBron James top 5, top 10 in blocks? Nowhere near it. Is he a top 5, top 10 rebounder? Nowhere near it. So all this thing goes to your defensive abilities, right? Rebounding and defense go hand in hand. LeBron James ain't a good rebounder. I told you, Kyrie Irving's averaging more offensive rebounds this season than LeBron James is. Russell Westbrook is averaging more offensive rebounds this season than LeBron James is. And I don't want to hear about him being 40 years old because, once again, LeBron James has been low managing for years. LeBron James is 6'9". 6'9". The age ain't got nothing to do with how tall he is. But guys who are 6'1", 6'3" are averaging more offensive rebounds than you are. It's insane, man. Once again, excuse LeBron James is a poor rebounder because he don't give the effort like that. So let's go to defensive rating. Once again, not saying the defensive rating shows and highlights that you're a greater defender or you're a better defender, but once again, we're going to the numbers to try to show and highlight that LeBron James is really playing defense at a high level, is he? Then even if the numbers to back it up, he would have the video footage to back it up. So Michael Jordan on the Wizards in 2003, and this is going to really show you and highlight, guys, how much weaker the defense is in this era versus the 2000s era, guys. I want you guys to think about something when I read this off. Michael Jordan was a 103. Once again, this is not a tell-all, be-all of defense. We get that. The video footage will tell us, right? Will tell us a lot more. But let's go with the numbers first. 103 defensive rating for Michael Jordan 2003. You know, guys, that would be tied for first in this era. 103 would be tied for first, guys. That would be the highest defensive rating is 103 in the NBA right now, guys. Once again, I'm not saying that this is a tell-all or end-all, be-all. I'm just giving up the facts here. Michael Jordan was 103. His rating on the Wizards in that last year, 40 years old, guys, was 103. He would be tied for first place in defensive rating, guys, at that age. Tied for first, guys, in this weak era, 103. Once again, off of the effort that Michael Jordan gave out there in a much more tougher defensive era, a much more physical era of NBA. A 103 rating. You know who else had a 103 rating that year, guys? Kobe Bryant. Michael Jordan had the same defensive rating as peak Kobe Bryant. 2003 version of Kobe Bryant, guys. 103 defensive rating. Michael Jordan at 40 years old, 103 defensive rating. It's not a tell-all, end-all, be-all. It's not a knock on Kobe. That's actually impressive for what Michael Jordan was doing. Once again, in that era of NBA, Michael Jordan, I think, was like 50th in defensive rating. The top guy was Ben Wallace at like 90. Oh, it might have even been in the 80s. That was the top guy, Ben Wallace. I think the top guy in this era of NBA is like Isaiah Hartenstein or something. Some weird guy. Maybe it was Shea Gills. I can't remember. But anyway, you guys want to know what LeBron James' defensive rating is this year, guys? Since Kendrick Perkins said he's playing elite level defense, high level D, his defensive rating is 113, guys. So Michael Jordan was 103. LeBron James was 113. And remember, guys, the lower the number, the better. So you want to go lower, not higher. So LeBron James 113 is not better. It's worse by a lot. 103 to 113, guys. Insane. But Kendrick Perkins is going to tell you that he's playing defense at a high level. LeBron James nowhere near the top of defensive rating in this era. And 113, Michael Jordan's 103. You know who has a higher defensive rating than LeBron James this season, guys? James Harden does. James Harden has a higher defensive rating than LeBron James this season. Are we going to sit there and say that James Harden is playing high-level defense? He's playing at a high level on both sides of the ball. Because if LeBron James is, then James Harden definitely has to be playing at a high level on both sides of the ball. He definitely has to then. Higher defensive rating than LeBron James. How is that possible, guys? Once again, LeBron James don't give consistent effort like that. He picks and chooses. He lollygags, doesn't get back on D. How many times have you not seen him get past half court? Once again, these are the numbers that we're putting out there, guys. Those are the facts. I'm just telling you the facts here. Let's go with defensive win shares. Once again, not saying this is end-all, be-all. I'm just giving you guys the numbers out here of Michael Jordan at 40 years old versus LeBron James at 40 years old and what they were doing on the defensive end as far as the numbers, the analytics goes. And let's see what the story is telling. Once again, Michael Jordan's defensive win share is 3.4. LeBron James, 2.4. So once again, dwarfing LeBron James on the defensive end, guys. Remember, the defensive win shares you want to be higher. Michael Jordan 3.4, LeBron James 2.4. So 1 full point ahead of LeBron James. Defensive win shares, guys. On the Wizards, once again, not playing with anyone like an Anthony Davis, not playing with anyone like Luka Doncic, not playing with anyone of those that kind of level. Anthony Davis was dropping 40-20 games. Michael Jordan got no one on that team that could drop 40-20 games. Michael Jordan never played with a damn player that could drop a 40-20. Dennis Rodman ain't dropping no 40-20. Scottie Pippen ain't dropping no 40-20. Horace Grant, Bill Cartwright, Tony Kukoc, Ron Harper, none of these guys are dropping 40-20 games. Anthony Davis did that several times just this season alone, guys. Michael Jordan had nobody like that in the Wizards. No one like that in the Wizards. Christian Laettner, no. Eton Thomas, no. Jerry Stackhouse, no. Charles Oakley, no. None of these guys are doing that, man. Once again, no knock on those guys, but there's no one on the level of Anthony Davis on the Wizards from Michael Jordan, which helped LeBron James get some of these defensive numbers. He's being assisted and carried by Anthony Davis for the first 35 games of the season. So now you want to try to exert and play some defense over the last 2 weeks because you didn't play defense all season long. You lollygagged October, November, December, January. Now you want to throw some effort out there in February? It's an absolute joke, man. Once again, Mike Jordan was giving effort from game 1 to game 82. Didn't miss a single game, guys. So that rating was at 82 games, a 103 rating of 82 games. The defensive win shares, 3.4, 82 games. LeBron James ain't played 82 games this season, guys. The most he could play, I think, is 78 this season, which would be great for him. That's how low the standard is for him. 78 is great for him. Michael Jordan, like, damn, Michael Jordan missed all these games? Once again, Michael Jordan at 40 years old, proving, numbers-wise, that he was more impactful on defense. He was playing at a higher level than LeBron James is. Once again, if Michael Jordan was playing defense in this era at 40 years old, the way he would be tied for first place in defensive rating. I told you, Michael Jordan's minutes per game in that rugged era of NBA, the early 2000s, he averaged 37 minutes a night, which would be good for 4th or 5th, I believe, in the NBA. That's where he would be this season. He would be 4th or 5th in minutes per game. At 40 years old, LeBron James ain't sniffing 37 minutes a night. He ain't doing it. Michael Jordan did that, guys. Played over 3,000 minutes. LeBron James hasn't played over 3,000 minutes since 2018, guys. Once again, Michael Jordan was able to accumulate these defensive numbers, the advanced analytics, giving all that effort every single night, guys. And he didn't have the kind of help that LeBron James has. He wasn't all the referee help, and he didn't have the players on his team that LeBron James has on his team. Now, let's go to the second half of this. So we talk about the numbers. Did Kendrick Perkins put these numbers out? No, he didn't put any of these numbers out because those numbers are not going to favor his statement. Now, let's think about the video footage. Is Kendrick Perkins going to show you video footage of LeBron James playing defense at that at a high level consistently? No, because there is no video footage of that. What you get from LeBron James on the court is what I just mentioned. He'll stand around all game long. He'll pick and choose when to exert his energy, exert himself to go chase down a block or something like that. Not impressed with LeBron James. The same thing he does on offense. He'll cherry pick these dunks and cherry pick these easy shots. Then he'll give energy. But other than that, he's standing in the corner, blowing on his hands, walking back on D. Doesn't make it across half court because that's what the videotape shows us. Right? AOH, Uncut Hoops, all the people who put the video footage out there for us, it exposed LeBron James on the defensive end. So is Kendrick Perkins going to put the video footage up there and show us LeBron James playing defense at a high level? He won't do that because there is no video footage of LeBron James playing defense at a high level. Because in order for you to be playing defense at a high level, you must be consistent. And in order for you to be consistent, you must give effort. LeBron James don't give effort consistently. I told you guys, at the minimum, defense requires effort. That's the minimum that you need to play defense is effort. If you ain't giving effort, you cannot play defense consistently, guys. You just can't. It don't matter if you're great or good. You have to start with effort. Everything starts with effort. To be good, you must give effort. To be great, you must give effort. LeBron James does not consistently give that effort, which is why this man's made an all-defensive team in over 10 seasons. But Kendrick Perkins will tell you that this year, he's playing both sides at a high level. Once again, where's the evidence to point to that, Kendrick Perkins? There's no evidence. He's not, I just know in advanced analytics, he's not one of the top guys in that. As a matter of fact, he's actually dwarfed by Michael Jordan's defensive analytics. And when he played, go look at the steals per game. Once again, dwarfed again by Michael Jordan. The blocks. LeBron James don't block the ball. No blocks. What's he 0.9, 0.8 blocks a game or something like that? Come on, man. What are we doing here? 6'9"? It's an absolute joke. And like I talked about, when you watch the actual game, you see LeBron James not playing defense. The numbers be damned. When I watched Michael Jordan on the Wizards, we could tell and see the effort he gave. He was there. He was present on defense. He was there hustling, getting back on D, not standing on one side of the court arguing with referees. He was getting back on D. He was hustling. He was galvanizing the team around him. And once again, he did not have the players that LeBron James had around him. He didn't have none of these guys around him. So LeBron James has Anthony Davis playing defense for him. He's got guys like, what's this guy's name? Vanderbilt. I think Jared Vanderbilt playing defense for him. He got the Dorian Finney-Smiths playing defense for him, right? These are the guys that got to play defense for him. The Jackson Hayeses. All these guys are supposed to be supporting LeBron James on the defensive end, right? Because he ain't going to play defense like that. He ain't going to rebound like that. That's why he don't get no offensive rebounds. These are the facts, man. Michael Jordan did a lot more and gave a lot more effort. So if LeBron James is playing at a high level on both sides of the ball, then Michael Jordan was definitely playing at a high level on both sides of the ball when he was on the Wizards. And the reason that we knew he was, even though he wasn't Air Jordan, is because of the effort that he gave. We could see the effort that he gave. And once again, Michael Jordan wasn't asking for max money, right? He wasn't asking for all this help, trades and free agents, none of this stuff. He wasn't crying and moaning up and down the court. He wasn't walking off the court early, refusing to shake hands, blaming teammates, getting coaches fired. None of this stuff, man. He wasn't worried about some cheesy records. Remember, Doug Collins broke Michael Jordan's double-digit streak, the actual real record that Michael Jordan had in the regular season and the postseason combined. Doug Collins broke that streak. And did Michael Jordan flip out about it? Did he ask for Doug Collins to be fired? Did he say, I'm not playing anymore, I'm done with you? Nah, man. He just told Doug Collins, listen, man, I thought you don't believe in me no more? You don't think I can still play the game basketball? I can still play, man. And he went out there and did his thing. But once again, not out there chasing fake fraudulent stats. That was never Michael Jordan. And like I said, we all know that Michael Jordan could have came back and played for the San Antonio Spurs maybe, or tried to play for the Los Angeles Lakers, or tried to play for New Jersey Nets. He could have came back and tried to play for a quality team, and like I said, try to get a cheap, easy ring. But he didn't do that because he's a true competitor. And remember, he donated his salary to the 9/11 victims. Will LeBron James ever dare do something like that? No, LeBron James wants max money. But Kendrick Perkins will tell you he's playing at a high level on both sides of the ball. LeBron James hasn't made an all-defensive team in a long time. Anthony Davis last year was the only player in the NBA, guys, to make an all-NBA team and an all-defensive team. Anthony Davis, the only player last year, guys. Once again, that was who LeBron James had on his team last year and who had on the team this year up until the last couple of weeks of the season. But they weren't talking about LeBron James MVP candidate, LeBron James playing at a high level on both sides of the ball. And I'm going to do a separate video on LeBron James, the MVP candidate, because we know that's an absolute joke, man. Once again, there's none to support this. Anthony Davis was literally top 5 in scoring, top 5 in rebounds, and top 5 in blocks, guys, when he was on the Lakers. Top 5 in all those categories. But LeBron James about MVP caliber play candidate this year? No, Anthony Davis was the MVP candidate, as a matter of fact, during that time. Not LeBron James. And those are the facts. And now you have Luka Doncic on your team. You guys know the deal, man. Kendrick Perkins, once again, does not educate anyone out there. Expose himself. Again, remember, this was the same guy that said that he had a list of top 5 defensive players of all time and didn't even have Bill Russell or Hakeem Olajuwon on that list, guys. This is the same Kendrick Perkins. We had what do you have? I forget, there was another list that Kendrick Perkins had of like, damn, I can't remember. It was like the top, maybe the top clutch people, clutch. I can't. It was some nonsense, man. Kendrick Perkins, his list's always terrible. He's got the worst list in the NBA. I'm telling you, Kendrick Perkins is a step up from Ryan Hollins. And that's not saying anything. And remember, these are guys that played in the NBA. So when you hear these fools like Kevin Durant and Gilbert Arenas, talk down to us because we didn't quote-unquote play in the NBA, all you got to do is tell them, yeah, well, Ryan Hollins played in the NBA. Kendrick Perkins played in the NBA. That's all you got to say. And that exposes that whole idea that guys who play in the NBA know the game and we don't, man. These guys don't know the game. They don't know the game. They don't respect the history of the game. They just talk, not making any sense. Kendrick Perkins say LeBron James is playing both sides of the ball at a high level, but didn't point to any evidence. He couldn't give you any evidence or any facts to support that claim. It's just an emotional statement like all LeBron James fans make, emotional statements. That's why they come in my comments and cry, but they can never dispute the video or say anything in the video to dispute me. They just cry and moan about me personally. That's what they're worried about. A bunch of weirdos out here. And that's why we always say LeBron James fans say weird things, because that's all they got to hold on to is a bunch of weird statements, man. You guys know the deal, man. LeBron James ain't been playing both sides of the ball at a high level. Kendrick Perkins exposed himself. And I gave you guys a breakdown. When Michael Jordan was doing the Wizards at 40 years old, guys, in a tougher era of NBA, without the kind of players on his team for 82 games a season, 37 minutes a night, trumps LeBron James on the defensive end easily, guys. Michael Jordan's defensive rating. Once again, it's not saying that this is a tell-all, be-all of defense. We can see and watch guys play defense. But Michael Jordan's 103 defensive rating at 40 years old in the Wizards would be number 1 in the NBA today, guys. Number 1 in the NBA. Tied for first place in the NBA. Once again, compared to LeBron James' 113 defensive rating, and Michael Jordan's win shares of 3.4 is greater than LeBron James' 2.4, guys. Once again, James Harden has a greater defensive rating and defensive win shares this season, guys, than LeBron James. James Harden does, guys. James Harden. Insane. You guys know the deal, man. I'll catch you guys on the next one.